This is a community chorus that I founded and I direct called Bella Voce. It's a group that's very unusual and unique because it includes women and children. So in other words, we have girls who are as young as 8 years old, and we have women who are in their 50s and 60s and every age in between. It gives mothers and daughters an opportunity to work together, which is really special. So today what we're going to be doing in this lesson is we're going to be bringing meaning to music notation through a sequence that I created called Audiation Sequence for Choral Ensembles. It separates tonality from rhythm. What it does is it blends the Kodai approach with Gordon's music learning theory. The goal of this sequence is to get musicians to be able to audiate and bring meaning to the notation without the external assistance of a piano or another wind instrument. So it begins with what we call coordination rhythm readiness exercises. And what the coordination rhythm readiness exercises enable the children to be able to do, or adults to be able to do, is to understand the difference between large beat and small beat. In music learning theory, we call the large beat the macro beat, and we put that on our heels. And in music learning theory, we call the small beat the micro beat, and we put that in our hands. So we have, if we're in duple meter, 2 against 1, or if we're in triple meter, 3 against 1. Exercises? So that's the first sequence, and we did it in duple meter today because the piece that we're performing is in duple meter. That's going to be the tempo of our macro beat, which is what we're going to ultimately put in our heel today. So we'll start using with our arms first. Ready and go. Both hands, both hands, both hands, both hands. Now one then the other, one then the other, one then the other, one then the other. Forward and back, forward and back, forward. So we move from the coordination rhythm readiness exercises into some pattern work, call and response pattern work, where I would chant a 4 macro beat pattern such as do-day, do-day, and I would gesture to the chorus who would be maintaining this rhythm context, micro, macro, micro in their hands, macro in their heels, who would then chant that pattern back to me. Remember, please, this is to be felt but not heard. Repeat after me. Do-day, 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 do-day. We go on from there to actually take a look at, and first orally and then read, actual patterns that have been extrapolated from the piece of music that we're going to be performing. So they do it by ear first, using the verbal association, and if I even wanted to go a step back further, I would use it on a neutral syllable, such as ba, 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 and then name it. Do-day, do-day, do, and then show it in notation. So they're hearing it, they're giving it a name, and then they're reading. That's the importance of this sequence. What we did was we actually looked at the measures in the piece that we were going to be working on. I gave them an opportunity to audiate that music rhythmically using the verbal association in time, keeping the rhythmic context in their bodies before they actually read it aloud. And that's what's so important, because just like good teaching, we give students think time, and we're taught as educators not to make a child, to skip a child who takes a little bit longer to answer a question. The same thing is true musically. If we give everybody an opportunity to do his or her own work silently through their audiation, then the chances of them having more success when they read it aloud are far higher. 1, 2, audiate. And after that, we started to move into tonality. I established tonality at the piano, or sometimes I would go do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So we're going to have a resting tone being here. It's going to be do because we're in major tonality. And music learning theory and Kodai methodology both use movable do, la-based minor. So what that means is that do could be on any pitch of the scale, and wherever do is, la is still going to be below it, a minor third. So if do is here, la is going to be there. And if do is up here, do, ti, la is going to be there. So there's always that relationship. So it's movable do, la-based minor. So we established tonality, and then I sang some tonal patterns. Just like we did rhythm pattern echoes, I did tonal pattern echoes. So I sang do, mi, do, and I had them wait audiate, take a breath, because research shows that audiation lives in the breath. Do, mi, do, and they would respond to me. Would everybody sing the resting tone, please? Singing do. Good, G is do for this song, so we'll sing some tonal patterns in G, do. Here we go. Do, mi, do. Do, do, mi, do. Re, ti, re. Re, ti, re. Do, mi, so. Do, mi, so. So, fa. So from there, what I did was I went to the board and we presented the scale work. I call that scale work. And so for today, we had a sharped do, which is D. We had a sharped so, which is C. And we had a flatted T, which is te. And so in order to prepare them to be able to have success when they read those intervals, which were very challenging intervals, particularly in that low register, I prepared them at the board by pointing to those intervals and preparing them by neighbor pitches that were familiar. After they have that preparation, we move back to the scores, and I turn the metronome on and get them to put the rhythmic context in their bodies again, and have them audiate measures 3 through 16, now for the first time combining tonality or pitches with rhythms. Before, we separated. We did rhythm, then we worked with tonality. Now we're going to put them together. Actually, what I want to do is give you the pattern and then have you audiate it and then sing it back to me. Okay, so here's the next one. Audiate first. Just audiate. Now sing and do the hands with me. Once they had an opportunity to audiate in real time, providing the context, then we went back, I set them up, I said something like, bum, 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 ready and sing, and then they sang the part with, moderate success. And again, there were some mistakes, but we expect that in music reading. Let's do that one again. Somebody get it. The first time they read through the example, there were some mistakes there, but that's so important to allow them to have their own opportunity to develop their own musical independence. You'll notice that I did not go to the piano and rescue them because I want them to have the opportunity to do the work themselves. May the road rise to meet you. I can't stress the importance enough of budding musicians being able to bring meaning to music notation through the use of their own audiation and not through an external source. So for example, their horn shouldn't tell them how the music goes, their own audiation should tell them how the music goes. Through the use of tonal patterns and tonal solfege and rhythm patterns and rhythm solfege and lots of tunes and bass lines to tunes, students develop a music vocabulary, and as a result of that music vocabulary, they become facile music readers.